Carl, Carl O'Brien here. I want to get. I wanted to talk about the 9/11 conspiracy theories, right? Americans, Yanks, and them, they always go on and as it was our own government, and they did it. They bombed the towers. I don't think so. All right, like it usually conspiracy theories end up usually being much more complex and convoluted than any of the simplest answers that they usually give you. There are men with box cutters on a plane. They scared some people. They entered the cockpit and they took over and flew it into buildings. Now that's a terrible event. I agree. I mean, it was awful. 3,000 people died in one day, and it was evil. It was damn evil. But it wasn't complicated. Now we want things to be complicated. I know that. When something pretty simple happens to me, and I want to make a big deal out of it, I know that really it probably was simple, and I'm thinking that guy really has got a big problem with me, and he deserves to be. But no, he's just being an arse, and that's his thing, and he wouldn't take a choice about it. But I do. Now, it was a big event. It was a big, big, big event. From like a Michael Bay movie, right? Now, I don't think that was any accident. I think they knew that was a strategical move on their part that would work, and it did. Now, you may not want to listen to this, and I would understand. I do. But the fact is that the most effective thing that Americans could have done to combat terrorism is basically just nothing at all. Just ignore it. Just be with each other. Just help each other mourn over the event and move on as quickly as possible. But instead, the Americans they spent so much money, so much money. You know how many potatoes you could buy with that fucking money? Oh Jesus! But he spent all this money on the fucking securities and weapons and wars and all this shit, out of fear, and they asked the American public, said, what would we do? And people said, oh, go get the bad guy. And that's what happened. We went and we spent all this money, because the whole world spent the money. It wasn't just America. That money comes from everywhere. And people just love to tell the conspiracies. Oh, well, it was the government. It was Bush did this. You can't have it both ways. Either the guy was, a genius level intellect, brilliant villain, like a true villain, Lex Luthor type shit, or he was borderline retarded. I mean, the same people that tell me he was borderline retarded tell me that he plotted the 9/11 acts and profited from it immensely. I don't think so. I don't think Forrest Gump could pull off, that fucking, what the hell was it? The Tompkins conspiracy? Tompkins? That real conspiracy thing. That would have been a good joke had I finished it right. I did not. Stare at my dimples and forget the joke. Is it working? Is it working? And you have forgot about it. Anyways, we do have the tendency to make things more complicated than they are. Just look at your own life. When you can't find a sock in a morning, you say, where's the sock? Now, the real answer is, where do you put it? It's got to be. But instead, there have been times where I've looked for my sock, and I'm telling you, sometimes I don't think the dimple thing is going to work this time, is it? That's pretty unforgettable that happened. And frankly, we both have to live with that now. It's going to be awkward when we see each other. God help us, we find ourselves in a fucking elevator alone. Let us never talk of this again. Like, ever. I'm Kyle Radford. Thank you so much for viewing. I really appreciate it. Pray for me.